Let me tell you a story, a real one, a hard one. It's about my grandson and the lesson that came from watching him nearly lose himself. Now that boy, he's one of those rare souls you don't meet often, a light in a dark world. Always smiling, always lending a hand. He worked harder than most and never waited to be asked. He did more than he was required, not for praise, but because he truly wanted to help people. Even when he was carrying the weight of the world himself, he still looked for the silver lining. But one night, he drank a whole bottle of wine. Said he just wanted to unwind. Said it was no big deal. He was in the safety of his home, alone, no harm to no one. But alcohol don't care about safety. It don't ask permission to do damage. He woke up covered in his own sickness. Didn't know how he got to bed. No memory of what happened, just silence, emptiness. And that was the night his light started to dim. Over the next few days, he wasn't the same. His voice lost its cheer. His words became sharp. He looked at life like it had nothing left to offer. And when folks asked if he was all right, he smiled that tight practice smile and said, "I'm fine." But that smile was stitched together with fear and lies. I could see through it. I'd worn that same mask once in my life. After a few long talks and some of my stubborn old wisdom, I convinced him to see someone, a doctor who understood more than most. That doctor told him what I already feared. The alcohol didn't cause the break. It just uncovered what was already broken. Years of carrying other people's burdens. Years of being used, overlooked, and taken advantage of by folks. Some even in his own family. They drained him, stole from him, forced responsibilities on him he never asked for. And still, he forgave. Still, he helped. But deep down, that pain had been stacking up year after year like bricks on his back. And that drink? It was just the final stone that tipped the whole pile. He told me things that tore my heart in two. Said he was having dark thoughts, violent ones. Said he was scared of his own mind. Not because he wanted to hurt anyone, but because he didn't understand why those thoughts were even there. He was afraid to tell anyone, afraid they'd see him as crazy, afraid they'd leave him. And that right there is the lie so many of us believe, that we gotta carry our pain alone, that asking for help makes us weak, that if we cry, if we break, we'll be cast aside. But hear me, child. Pain don't make you weak. Asking for help don't make you a burden. It makes you brave. It makes you human. Even Jesus, the Son of God himself, wept. Even he fell under the weight of the cross. Even he cried out, "Father, if it be your will, take this cup from me." If he could cry out in agony, what makes you think you can't? You weren't made to walk through fire alone. And sometimes it's not about strength. It's about surviving. One breath at a time. One honest word at a time. My grandson's still here. He's fighting. And I thank God every morning for that. But the truth is, I still worry. Because pain don't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it hides behind jokes and busy hands and "I'm fine." And that brings me to the most important lesson of all. Sometimes the people who need us to save them the most are the quiet ones, the ones who smile, the ones who always seem okay, the ones who give everything they have to others but keep nothing for themselves. They're the ones we don't expect. They're the ones who won't ask for help because they think they're supposed to carry it all. So be watchful, be kind. Check on your strong friends. Check on your cheerful ones. Check on the ones who never complain. And if you're one of those people, if you're hurting in silence, please, listen to this old man. You are not alone. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not ever. The world may have wounded you, But that don't mean it can't be healed. There are still good people out there. There is still light worth seeing. And your story, it ain't over yet. Keep going. We need you.